All right, last type of factoring we're going to do is called factor by grouping. You only do factor by grouping when you have 4 terms or more. Well, really, 4 terms is the only one you're going to see. All right, so basically what you can do here is group these into groups of 2. So like this and like this. Okay, the first 2, you take out the GCF, so what they have in common. So both 63 and 54 are divisible by 9, and they both have at least an n squared. So we can take out 9n squared. All right, and that's going to leave us with 7n plus 6. All right, now the trick of this is that when you take out the GCF of the second parentheses, you should be left with 7n plus 6 again. Okay, so another thing, when you get a group with a negative in front, you need to take out the negative. So we're going to take out a negative, and then 105 and 90. Okay, keeping in mind that we want to get 7 and 6 out of this. Okay, we can take out a 15. Negative 15, and that'll leave me with 105 divided by 15, which is 7n, and 90 divided by 15. Okay, really it's negative 90 divided by negative 15, which is why it's going to leave us with a positive 6. All right, and now I want you to think of each one of these. I'm going to put a little bracket around it. So there are 2 terms here. We've got this term and this term separated by our minus sign. What do each one of these 2 terms have in common? Well, they both have a 7n plus 6. So we can take that out, just like I took out a 15 from these 2. We can take out the 7n plus 6, and whatever is left over, so when I take that out, it cancels out from both of these. So what's left over? 9n squared minus 15. Okay, sometimes you can factor even more after this, like the 9n squared minus 15. That's almost a difference of squares, but 15 is not a perfect square. So since that's not a perfect square, that one doesn't factor. That's all you can do. All right, let's come down and do this one. Okay, group and group. All right, 8r cubed minus 60, those are both divisible by 8, and they both have an r squared. All right, and that'll leave us with r minus 64 divided by 8 is 8. All right, now this one, r minus 8, doesn't have anything in common. Okay, so whenever you don't have anything in common, that's going to leave you with a plus 1 and an r minus 8. All right, so let's take out the r minus 8 to the front, and what's left over is 8r squared plus 1. Okay, again, we can't factor this because this one's not a perfect square. 8's not a perfect square, and r is not a perfect cube. If r was cubed, we actually would be able to factor it as a sum of cubes. Okay, but neither one of those are true, so that's as much as you can do there. All right. Pause the video and see if you can do this last one on your own. Come back and see if you got it right. All right, 56 and 49 are both divisible by 7, and then they both have an x in there, so 7x. So that'll leave you with 8w plus 7k squared. All right, so we should get the same thing after we take out this. 24 and 21 are both divisible by 3. There's a negative in front, so I'm going to take out a negative 3, and they both have a y, so I'm going to take out a y as well. So that'll leave me with 8w. Negative 21 divided by negative 3 is positive 7k squared. 2 things in the parentheses are exactly the same. That's exactly what we wanted. And then the 2 things left over make up our second factor, 7x minus 3y.